Are you sick and tired of mashed, French fried, roasted candied sweet potatoes and you want something different? Or do you have maybe a vegetarian neighbor and you don't know what to serve? Not nut loaf again. Well, today we're going to solve that problem for you. Today on Gary's Urban Larder, I'm making my roasted sweet potatoes with crispy chickpeas and feta. Let's get started. Just take you through all of the ingredients, and there's a few elements, but it's not difficult. We're going to need about 2.5 pounds of sweet potatoes that have been peeled and cut into chunky pieces. And what we're looking for are edges, because we're going to roast these, and we want those edges to catch and caramelize. So I'm just finished cutting these up. And if you want to, you can cut them into smaller pieces if it's going to be a side dish. And if it's going to be a main dish like we're doing today, then you want them a bit chunkier. But it's up to you. You want them all about the same size so they'll roast well together. So we're going to toss these on a sheet tray with some olive oil and our seasoning. So I'll take you through. We've got some sea salt, some ground cumin. We have some smoky paprika, and that's going to go onto our potatoes. I also have a little bit of sumac, which I'm going to add to the dressing we're going to make, which is going to be made with some maple syrup, some lime juice, and we will finish off with some toasted pumpkin seed, some pomegranate seed, bit of chopped celery, and some crispy chickpeas and feta. So the chickpeas, I will tell you how I made those a little later. So the first thing we want to do, just move these so I have a little bit more space, is to get our sweet potatoes on to roast. So I have a sheet tray that I've lined with some parchment, and I'm just going to put our potatoes on that. And again, if there are any that are too chunky, like that, we'll just cut them up. So we want those edges. There, I think that's pretty good. So we've got some olive oil, and we're just going to drizzle over our potatoes. Black pepper, good amount of cracked black pepper. And a good pinch of salt. That helps to bring out the natural sweetness in the sweet potato. And we're going to add our cumin. We're going to drop that from a height so that will spread and disperse evenly. Okay. And finally, some smoky paprika. I'll do the same thing from a good height. And then we're going to get our hands in there. We're just going to make sure they're all coated with the oil and the spices. We've preheated our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 Celsius. And we're going to put these in to roast for a good 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes. We will check them. I want another cut in that. Never too late. So in they go into our oven, and we will check on them. Okay, while our potatoes are roasting, I will tell you about the chickpeas. Now there's two ways you can go. You can use canned, drain them and dry them really, really well. Or as I did, use dried, soak them overnight, and then cook them in water and salt. Little garlic, clove if you like. Leave it out if you have a guest who doesn't do alliums, as I did at my birthday party recently. You cook them and then you do the same thing. You drain them and you dry them really, really well. And then you're going to put them in on a sheet tray, again, lined, and cover them with some olive oil. And we're going to add some Aleppo peppers or chili flakes, whichever you have, a bit of salt as well, olive oil, toss them, put them in a very hot oven, 425, 220 Celsius, about 20 minutes until they're crisp. And you can see maybe here how crisp these are. So while our potatoes are roasting, we'll get on and make our dressing. So I have the bowl I'm going to serve in. And to that, I'm going to drizzle in about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So that's drizzled in. And then we're going to add just a little bit of pepper again. Not a lot. We've added that to our potatoes. But we do want to season each element. So then some salt, our cumin, and we're going to whisk in our maple syrup, or you can use honey if you prefer. So going to just whisk that together. And then I have a lime. You could use a lemon. And I'm just going to roll that. So once that is rolled really well, let's make a little more room here. I'm going to cut and juice. Ooh, I don't think I need a knife that big. I'm going to cut and juice our lime into the bowl. So I'm just using my fingers. I'll show you how I do that. I'm just pressing till I get all of the juice out. So it's like any dressing that you make. You're adding the juice, which doesn't mix well with the oil. So oil and water don't mix. Lime juice and oil don't mix. And that's really the point, because we're going to force them to mix by creating an emulsion. So it smells really good. So we'll just keep whisking that until we form an emulsion. You see that starting to come together. Once we're happy with it, we'll just set it aside, and I will get the rest of our elements ready. So I'm just going to run the knife through our parsley. This is Italian flat leaf parsley. You can use the curly parsley if you prefer. I think this has better flavor. I don't think the other tastes as much. So I'll just put that back in our dish. Well, don't want to lose any. So it goes back in our dish, and we'll wait for our potatoes. Only takes a little while. And then it's really easy. It's just assembly. So stick around to the end. As always, you can find the full list of ingredients and recipe at my website at garysurbanwater.com. And drop me a comment about any particular challenge you've had with sweet potatoes or a picky guest. I shouldn't say picky, a vegetarian, vegan guest. How do you adapt? Tell me about it. Drop me a comment below. I would like to know. It helps us all. Here are potatoes. Let's have a few more minutes to roast. So I'm just going to check the seasoning in our dressing and give it another good whisk. So let's see where we are. Actually, it's got enough tartness from the lime and the olive oil and salt. Equal measure. Maybe just, I can't resist, a bit more freshly cracked pepper. And I think our dressing and bowl are ready for our roast sweet potatoes. So I'll get those out of the oven now. There are our sweet potatoes. Oh, they look great. And so I'm just going to get them into our bowl, into the dressing. They smell great. You can smell the cumin coming off of them. Just a tip about the dressing. I've used maple syrup. If you want, you can use honey, but to keep it vegan, stick with the maple syrup. And also, instead of the feta cheese, you can use a soy cheese or any vegan cheese instead. Well, let's get this dressed. Okay, we're just going to toss these very gently in the dressing. We don't want to break them up. Hope you can see the steam coming off of these. And to this, I'm going to add the rest of our ingredients. So I'm adding all of those crispy chickpeas. Just give them a quick toss. Again, being careful not to rake up those beautiful roast sweet potatoes. And then we're going to add our toasted pumpkin seeds. So this is a really nice main, or it's a good side dish. We'll just be decadent. We're going to use all of it. And that's just going to sit on top along with our feta cheese. Going to add in. That's been crumbled. Now we add some of our pomegranate to your taste. It's about 1/3 of a cup. Add it. And then we'll just sprinkle on some parsley. And there we have our roasted sweet potatoes with crispy chickpeas, feta, and a bit of pomegranate seed. Now it's time to taste it. I had it at my birthday party, and first time I had made it, and it's so delicious that I know it's going to be a staple at my table. So just get some of this on a plate. It smells absolutely wonderful. And I think this is going to be my dinner. So we'll do a dinner portion for me. And one that gives you a good sense of what it would be like as a main. Can't wait any longer. Oh, I think this will be as good as I remember. Oh man, I think it's even better. The pumpkin seeds, the chickpeas, the pomegranate, a bit of the cumin that comes through. Oh, that's very, very good. Incredibly good. The tanginess from the feta really lifts it, gives it a different dimension. You see, I can't stop eating it. Absolutely delicious. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder. If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single delicious recipe. Finally, please share this video with your friends. It helps to build the community, and the channel really appreciates your support. Until next time, bye-bye. It shouldn't be this good.